So what we have here is the beginning of the end of the spring flow, and they are getting rid of the drones because they're not useful to the hive. So this one over here is struggling and has obviously been beaten up 2 or 3 times. These two are just escorting him out.
Where's the other? Oh.
Do you already have him?
No. Oh, there he is.
So we'll just grab him and help them out while the lid is off. Come here.
Okay, a couple more being escorted out.
Being escorted is a little bit over. Oh, she slipped. She fell back down. All right.
And another one.
One down there under the lid. It's funny because there's no actual food in this feeder. It's just sitting here for storage. And they're working it out.
All right. Lots of bees here above the queen excluder. All the drones that they're not dragging out have died because they're not feeding them anymore. Or sometimes they're trying to squeeze through the queen excluder.
Trying to escape.
They don't really fit.
Although I see activity, I don't see anything extractable on this frame on either side. So this one will be left alone. They really calmed down nicely. We got them all open up and they're all pretty much minding their own business.
They are. Just hanging out.
I don't see very much at all on this frame either, so non-extractable. Thank you for working it either way.
It'll be ready for next year.
It'll be ready for next year. Calm down, ladies. That sometimes works with bees. So that's honey. Pretty dry on this side. I don't know, is there a lot of wet stores in there or just the honey that we see?
No, not a lot of wet stores at all, just a little patch of honey.
We might be able to get the rest of it out of this one. Once the stuff that's capped we can have. Oh. I was doing that wrong. Looking for, or hoping not to see, uncapped wet stores. Capped stores is fine.
Well, looks like everything that's there is kept.
These two we will harvest, not because they are full, but because it's time.
Nothing.
Nada. Not a lot of bees up in the corner, not on the frame. What are you guys doing? Oh, they're dispersing now. They were all just up there in the corner.
Got another one.
What's it?
Another couple of drones being disposed of.
Okay, so I think we can get what we want from these two frames, which is the center two, once we put it all together.
Okay, so this is our extraction setup. Explained anything?
These keys will open the. We're only going to extract these two frames. There's not much in there, but there's more than. It's all dry. It's ready. So that's going to come out. It's going to fill that bucket and maybe more. And we have glass jars and more glass jars if we need them. And the idea is to extract it a little at a time so we don't overflow the tubes. And all we should have to do is that. I don't have to keep the keys in there. I can take them right out. It's no problem. But that is half of the frame being extracted. Now you have to wait a minute for the very slow honey to make it through.
All of the bees in the air right now are drones who have stopped being fed by the workers and are looking for food.
It's going to be a while, so you might pause. You can catch it when it's time.
Okay.
Honey is flowing slowly, but flowing nonetheless.
There we go.
So this is the flow hive extraction process. This is what makes the flow hive a thing. This is keeping us from having extractors and honey rooms and bee capping or uncapping tools and hot knives and centrifuges. Just amazing amounts of work can go into extraction, which all we did was turn a key. This guy's buzzing me. Please, can I have some, please?
The second one set up. It's starting to flow. You can see the bees in there still walking around.
Waiting for the drip. I see it in the tube. Drip.
There we go.
So the way this works, once this is done, we obviously pull. We let them have another couple of days in the flow hive because they will clean up whatever drips were errant. They will clean up the mess. Then we pull the flow hive, by which I mean moving it above the top cover. I'm not going to pull it because I don't want to store it in the living room or whatever. This is not going to be much honey because it wasn't very full as the frame. Now everything that was in there was capped, and there was no that we saw. We did an inspection just before we showed this. We didn't see any liquid in the frames that was not capped. So we should be good.
I don't know if it's just because there's not much in that one yet, but it looks lighter. Like there is a color difference.
Sounds delicious. So here's what we were able to harvest out of those two frames that weren't even close to being full. It is worthy of note that this is considered the worst harvest in Texas history for at least the last 20 years. So we got something out of it, which makes me happy. Did not get the large quantity that we would hope for in a normal year, but we still have more years to do that.